Now, CBS 2 News at 4:30.
Come back. The case isn't even over yet. The jury's deliberating. So I would urge him to come back.
He is on trial for rape. Now our exclusive interview with Andrew Luster's attorney, who is urging the millionaire fugitive to turn himself in. Good afternoon. I'm Drew Griffin.
And I'm Gretchen Carr. They have found the car. Now the big question, where is the man? Investigators still don't know where suspected rapist Andrew Luster is. The heir to the Max Factor cosmetics fortune skipped bail nearly 3 weeks ago in the middle of his rape trial, and he has not been seen since. CBS 2 News reporter Christina Penza spoke exclusively to Luster's lawyer today, and she joins us now live from Santa Monica with the very latest on this story. Christina.
Well, Gretchen, police towed Andrew Luster's car from this spot here on 10th Street near San Vicente yesterday. Now today, his attorney spoke with me exclusively about the find. Right over here. Attorney Roger Diamond met me at the spot on 10th Street where police found his client's abandoned SUV yesterday. Fugitive Andrew Luster, the heir to the Max Factor cosmetic fortune, vanished January 3rd during the highly publicized rape trial that could send him to jail for life. Do you have any idea why your client's car would be here?
I have no idea, but I have to tell you that the court has gagged the defense.
That gag order limits what Diamond can say about the case, where Luster is accused of drugging and raping 3 women and videotaping the acts at his Muscle Shoals beach house. In court, Diamond argued it was consensual sex. What he will say about his missing client today.
I have nothing to do with his departure. It was a total surprise to me. I was working on his case Saturday, interviewing a key witness, and apparently, according to the reports, he'd already left.
Now, here's an interesting note. Andrew Luster disappeared on a Friday. Whoever parked the car here might have realized that it wouldn't be ticketed for at least a week when the street cleaners came around. A neighbor I spoke with last night, Kathy Rubens, tells me she first noticed the Toyota 4Runner parked near her home more than 2 weeks ago, about the time Luster skipped out on his $1 million bail.
I just knew it wasn't my neighbor's car and it didn't belong in the neighborhood. Street cleaning is on Thursdays and they ticketed it for 3 weeks.
Other neighbors in this upscale area tell me they're glad the SUV's discovery means the FBI and detectives may be one step closer to finding a suspected felon, but
found here this neighborhood, I don't like that.
They have the car, but the question remains, where in the world is Andrew Luster? If you could talk to your client, if you could say something to your client right now, what would it be?
To come back. Come back. The case isn't even over yet. The jury's deliberating. So I would urge him to come back.
And the jury will continue deliberating Andrew Luster's fate tomorrow. They start again tomorrow morning. Now, as for the investigation, detectives will likely seek a search warrant for the SUV, and then they will look inside for whatever evidence there may be. In Santa Monica, Christina Penza, CBS 2 News.
Christina, thank you. We go to another search now, this one for a missing wife, Lacey Peterson. It's now expanded to Southern California, and it's her husband leading the effort, despite new facts in the case that have many looking towards him as a potential suspect.
Scott, why did you come to L.A. for this? It's important to extend the search area.
Armed with photos of his missing pregnant wife, Scott Peterson came to Los Angeles this weekend, shrugging off questions about a life insurance policy and an extramarital affair, insisting neither has anything to do with finding his wife.
Thanks, Jim. How are you taking a polygraph test?
With the roaches.
What about the allegations of a girlfriend?
Police are tight-lipped about the new information in the case and what it may or may not mean. But Peterson's sister told today's CBS Morning News her brother is not a suspect and denies he is hiding anything.
Police have said that they've been frustrated by his level of cooperation. Do you have any thoughts as to why he might not have been more forthcoming about this extramarital relationship in the last few weeks?
What about the allegations?
I have not heard the police use the word frustrated. From what I understand, Scott has been very cooperative, and each and every time they've wanted to speak with him, he's made himself available.
Lacey Peterson's family on Friday demanded their son-in-law tell all he knows. The search for Lacey began the morning of Christmas Eve when she vanished, taking her dog for a walk in Modesto. Scott Peterson claims he was fishing at the time and has no idea who or who would want to abduct his wife. Modesto police have not made a point of expanding their search, and nothing seems to indicate Laci Peterson was ever in Southern California since her disappearance. Gretchen?
Police have been on their trail for months, and this afternoon, a trio of robbery suspects is now behind bars. Undercover officers followed the three suspects late last night after allegedly seeing them rob a Ralph's supermarket in Reseda. One suspect reportedly wounded by shotgun pellets and another bitten by a police dog as they were taken into custody a few blocks away. Detectives say the three have been terrorizing stores in the San Fernando Valley for months.
These suspects were definitely a danger, and they were terrorizing these markets in the neighborhood, and they had been ongoing for some time. And the problem was that they were concealing themselves with ski masks and what have you, so it necessitated a little more effort in locating them.
The officers are members of the controversial Special Investigations Section, a secretive undercover unit that's been criticized in the past for how it handles investigations.
Across the country, Americans are celebrating the dream of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. on this, the birthday of that slain civil rights leader. CBS 2 News reporter Nikki Jackson is live in the Crenshaw district with the story of today's big Kingdom Day parade. Nikki?
Hi there. Lots of people gathered together in the Crenshaw district today, all in a very celebratory mood. And while they honored the legacy that is Dr. Martin Luther King, they also took his lessons into their own lives. It is a day to celebrate Dr. King's life and his teachings, which many say still apply to the world we live in today.
I think along with Dr. King's dream is to keep peace.
It is a colorful display where people of all races have joined together, many promoting Dr. King's peace and not war. Some find reason within Martin Luther King's words.
We have to treat all the world as equals and not oppress some people and uplift some other people.
He not only fought for the black people, he fought for everybody's freedom.
And while freedom may mean different things in our patriotic and democratic society, for these people, it means the ability to honor a great leader's legacy. Even if everyone doesn't march to the same tune.
If we follow his dream, I don't think that we will go to war.
I'd be there and defend my country as well. That's what I believe. Same thing Martin Luther King said one day, stand for what you believe. That's what I believe.
Again, a very diverse crowd out here today with more than 200 groups participating in what they call the Kingdom Day Parade. Reporting live in the Crenshaw District, Nikki Jackson, CBS 2 News.
And we have breaking news this afternoon. A shooting inside a Burger King in Pomona. Aaron Fitzgerald flying above that scene in News Chopper 2 with the details. Aaron.
We're still trying to gather information here at the scene. We know so far the child was hit by gunfire. We understand that child was pronounced dead at the scene. Now the Pomona Police Department is on scene. They have a very large crime scene taped off, and they're doing what they can to gather evidence. They do have 3 people in custody, we're told. The sheriff's helicopter who landed at the scene and then took off again, spoke with us briefly, said they do not have all the details on exactly what happened inside, whether or not the child was the target or indeed the victim of a stray bullet. But they do have 3 people in custody, and what we understand now, confirmed reports that the child has been pronounced dead at the scene. We will certainly bring you more information on the shooting when it becomes available. For now, Aaron Fitzgerald reporting live from Pomona. Back to you.
And Aaron will be on the ground with a live report coming up on our news at 5 o'clock from that scene.
Meantime, we have much more news ahead at 4:30, including a family tragedy in Orange County. A mother and her children lucky to be alive this afternoon after a violent knife attack inside their own home.
And it's happened again. Another giant sinkhole swallows part of a major intersection. Why are water mains breaking? Details in a live report. That's at 5.
Plus, what makes women attracted to certain men? It could be the medicine they're taking. Details later in Health Beat.
Plus, this humans are the We'll show you how Shamu is preparing for
I like that. Shamu. When I come back, we'll talk about your weather for the next 5 days. Plus, there's some shout-outs in the forecast. I'll see you in just a bit. Right around the corner.
CBS 2 News is sponsored in part by HMS Capital. nothing in your loan balance.
I'm the capital. Don't go back to square one for your home loan. Get in the game. Take advantage of our 25, 20, 15, and 10-year refinance programs.
Apply today. KCBS Capital's 8,000.
If you were born between 1918 and 1963, call 1-800-525-6600 now. To find out more about the Heritage Plan. The average funeral now costs over $6,000, but the most government benefits will pay your family is only $255, leaving your loved ones to pay the balance. The Heritage Plan helps your loved ones. It will pay for final and any other expenses. You must be age 40 to 85 to qualify. No physical examination is necessary, and coverage starts as soon as you're accepted. To get free information about the Heritage Plan, call 1-800-525-6600 now. With the Heritage Plan, your rates will never increase, your benefits will never decrease, and your plan cannot be canceled. You also get a free planning guide to help carry out your wishes, so everything is done just as you want them to be. The Heritage Plan pays cash to your family when you need it most. To get free information about the Heritage Plan and benefits, call 1-800-525-6600. You have no obligation. Operators are waiting for your call, so call now.
1-800-525-6600.
Now, Drew Griffin, Gretchen Carr, and Byron Miranda with weather. You're watching CBS 2 News.
An Anaheim family has been torn apart by violence. Mother and two of her children wounded in a knife attack. 3 other children now in foster care, and the husband facing attempted murder charges. CBS Orange County Michelle Daly in Anaheim. Michelle?
He slit the throat of his wife and his children, according to police, and then he attempted to kill himself. Now authorities this afternoon are still asking why.
It's terrible. You can't see. I see in my eyes. I never forget this scene, you know. Everywhere, blood, 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 everywhere.
Harjinder Gill is haunted by the screams of children and the gashes inflicted on them and on their mother. It was about 11 o'clock last night when a woman at the Fairway Village Apartments in Anaheim shouted for help. Police say her husband, 29-year-old Gino Ramirez, had slit his wife's throat, as well as 2 of his children's.
There's no doubt that he was trying to kill the family with the type of injuries that were inflicted upon him. There's no doubt what he was trying to do was take their lives.
Sharon Christian lives steps away.
Through the backyard, I heard through the patio, just screaming from a woman. The type of scream I've never heard before. Yelling at, he's killing us, he's going to stab my baby, he's killing my babies, he's killing me. And for at least 4 hours.
Christian, a registered nurse, knew she had to do something immediately. She ran toward the apartment and saw the mother with 3 massive neck wounds, holding twins in her arms with a kitchen knife. 3 other youngsters in a home witnessed it all. When it was over, 3 family members had been brutally stabbed, an 8-year-old boy and girl and their mother. Gino Ramirez, their husband and father, suffered knife wounds as well, at least some self-inflicted. Authorities eventually got him to surrender. He was placed under arrest at Western Medical Center. His wife and injured children are hospitalized, and today detectives still have no idea what sent the unemployed Ramirez into such a rage. A 2-year-old and 2 one-year-old girls, twin sisters, are in protective custody tonight. Their father is facing 3 counts of attempted murder. I'm Michelle Julia, live in Anaheim, CBS 2 News.
Michelle, thank you. And Health Beat is next with important information for women taking the birth control pill. We'll tell you about a new study that reveals surprising details about how the pill affects who you are attracted to.
And everybody wondering, what was she thinking? David Sheehan has a look at Laura Flynn Boyle's outfit at the Golden Globes with a comment from her boyfriend, Jack Nicholson.
And taking a live look outside, how long will this spring-like weather last? Byron Miranda has your forecast coming up.
You to me are sweet as roses in the morning. You to me are soft as summer rain at dawn. Love you share. That's something rare.
Say it how it's meant to be said. With 1-800-Flowers.com. Our unique birthday flower cake says happy birthday in a whole new way. Call, click, or come in today.
That's the way it's meant to be.
Turn an ordinary night into an evening of sheer pleasure with the event critics have called elegant, extraordinary, and dazzling. A language so sensual, a story so intense, it takes a tango to tell it. Forever Tango, a must-see, waves the New York Times. Call now and tell them you'll take two to tango.
Live February 5th through 16th at the Wilshire Theater. Tickets on sale at all Ticketmaster outlets or charged by phone.
Forever Tango, for you, for yours, forever.
Ready? Oh, never-ending pancakes done at IHOP.
Right now at IHOP, it's never-ending pancakes. Order a 5-stack of the buttermilk pancakes you love, and we'll be happy to keep them coming. All for only $3.99 every day. IHOP, come hungry, leave happy.
Welcome to the San Antonio Winery, one of Los Angeles' historic and premier tourist destinations. A winery built on tradition and the hard work of the Riboli family, who has crafted some of California's premier wines, like those of their Madalena Vineyard brand. Madalena Restaurant is a tribute to the matriarch of the family and attracts visitors from all over the world. Come to the San Antonio Winery, dine at Madalena Restaurant, and enjoy complimentary tours and tasting of our fine wines. Salute!
At 1-800-DENTIST, we're proud of our members. We think they're special. Some of them have been with us for as much as 15 years. Since we started, we've referred more than 3 million people to our members. We choose our members carefully because we want you to feel comfortable visiting the dentist we send you to and feel like you want him or her to be your lifelong dentist. We do all the work, so all you have to do is call.
In today's Health Beat, for better or worse, taking birth control pills seems to change a woman's taste in men. Psychologists say women on the pill take a fancy toward macho types like Russell Crowe with strong jawlines and prominent cheekbones. Women using different contraceptives or none at all seem to fall for more sensitive guys who may not have traditionally masculine features. The Scottish study hints women taking the pill could even be picking the wrong man for a long-term relationship. The assumption is the more sensitive guy makes a better husband.
Byron and I know that.
That is correct.
We're very sensitive guys.
Sure we are.
Sensitive
I'll
to the
vouch
weather.
for that. Very sensitive.
You're so nice today. You guys look beautiful on this new set.
Thank you. Isn't it a
You look like
gorgeous
$1 million.
set?
You're not so bad
Nice
yourself,
set.
though.
Why, thank you, sir. That's why I like you, Drew and Gretchen. Happy Monday to you. Happy Martin Luther King Day, too. And we had a beautiful day outside at the parade. It is nice outside right now. We're going to talk about a couple of things. First, though, we're going to show you the almanac page. What was the high for today? Well, we're going to go there right now. Outside, I believe that is Long Beach. And you can see the Queen Mary kind of sort of there.
Convention Center, right?
Convention Center, okay. And the Queen Mary's in the background, right? The high today was 68 degrees. 68 degrees. We're going to go to the currents, and we're going to show you the temperatures across the Southland. It has been a beautiful day. The winds haven't picked up, so although the temperatures are a little cool, or cooler than it was last week, it still feels warm. 67 right now in the valley of Burbank, Encino, Sherman Oaks, and those areas in the nice high 60s. If you drive down to downtown, it's in the mid 60s. How about 67 degrees in Fullerton, 66 in Ontario. Let's go to Van Nuys, 68. And then you take 8 from 68, you get 60. That's the temperature right now in Oxnard. 60 in Santa Monica. Look at the satellite loop. A couple things going on here. We do have some moisture north of us. In fact, there is like moisture all over the place, all around the LA basin. It looks like we'll have clouds and maybe some fog in the morning with the temperatures down a little bit, but the radar should be dry tomorrow. There is a chance of rain just north of Santa Barbara. Aside from that, we're looking for clear weather. Partly cloudy skies to clear weather late in the afternoon tomorrow. You see a trough of low pressure north of us. We'll bring a few raindrops north of us. High pressure in the southwest should keep us dry, and that high will drive to the Nevada area by Wednesday, and the temperatures will be on the increase. All right, your highs tomorrow about 63 in Hemet. We're heading now, 76 degrees there. 68 in Anaheim, 69 in Burbank. Going to Morongo Valley, how about 61? Your 5-day outlook is calling for a beautiful forecast. It doesn't look like we have any moisture in it except for a little fog, unfortunately. We could use some rain right about now, but we'll fine-tune this again at 5 and 6 and see if I can find a drop or two. We're going to do some shout-outs when I come back at 5 o'clock. Many weather watchers are off today. It is Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Day, so we are observing that and giving them the holiday. If you want your child on Channel 2, go to CBS2.com. That will tell you how you can get your kids on the TV here. Now, if you don't have a computer, just give us a call at the station, and we will tell you guys how you can do that. It's nice to be with you on this new set.
Nice to have you here, Byron. You look great.
Laura Diaz is here with us, too, to see what's happening on the news at 5. Laura.
Drew and Gretchen, thank you. A day of peace ends in tragedy for one Southland neighborhood. A 7-year-old boy is gunned down while not far away. Local leaders remember Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. A Southland hotel is getting threats. after the husband of Laci Peterson spends the weekend there, but has her hometown given up the search. And a safari in the city, how Southland doctors are saving wild animals from local backyards. Plus, move over Shaq daddy, Kobe, now has a new name. We'll tell you about that and also the name of his new baby coming up right here at 5 o'clock when I get together with Harold Green.
All right, we'll
Back
see you
to
then. Thank you, Laura.
Like it.
Ahead for us, the red carpet filled with fabulous fashions at last night's Golden Globes, and then there was this. A lot of people asking, what was she thinking? The fashion critics weigh in on some of the more unusual get-ups of the evening. David Sheehan has it all next.
Of course, she's got us talking about her. And later, a pool party for the Super Bowl, Shamu style, preparing for the big game. Stay with us.
CBS 2 News is sponsored in part by Pontiac, fuel for the soul.
My dad died when I was 6. Then my mom had my little brother. He was born with it. They both got sick and died. This is the room my big sister died in. She had it the worst. She held on for a long time, and I took care of her. Nobody came to help us. We didn't know what to do.
I deal with life and death situations.
We touch a lot of lives every day.
I can't have a bad day.
It's a fight all the way, and for me, I have to win that fight.
People's lives are in your hands.
I've seen kindness heal.
I never get bored. I saved a life.
I know I make a difference.
This is who I am.
There's nothing I'd rather be.
I am a nurse. I'm a nurse.
I'm a nurse.
I'm a nurse.
I'm a nurse.
Be a nurse. A message of caring from Johnson & Johnson.
Blood supplies have plummeted to near critical levels. Your blood is urgently needed. Call 1-800-GIVE-LIFE to schedule an appointment to donate blood. Together, we can save a life.
Your Southern California Volvo dealer invites you to the West Coast premiere of Looking Over the President's Shoulder at the historic Pasadena Playhouse, now through February 23rd. Call 626-356-PLAY for tickets.
The Golden Globes celebrated as a dress rehearsal for the Academy Awards, and one of the funnest parties of the year, says David. He has his history of producing odd fashion statements, though.
Yeah, and entertainment editor David Sheehan, as you said, is joining us now. David, you say last night was no exception.
No, it's a party. Every year it's become more enthusiastic and more enjoyable. And of course, you know, the awards, they're always one thing. The gowns and the get-ups are another. And last night, that was led by Lara Flynn Boyle of The Practice, who caused the biggest buzz on the red carpet. I mean, even her buddy Jack Nicholson was impressed. Lara Flynn Boyle breezed down the red carpet Sunday wearing a ballerina Barbie, complete with a pink bow anchoring her ponytail and spiked heels secured by pink satin ribbons that wrapped around her bare legs. While reacting to his Best Actor Golden Globe backstage, Jack Nicholson did have a comment about Lara's wardrobe.
Lara's tutu was startling. She's a colorful actress. I really think she's wonderful. I slipped out for a cigarette and I saw her kind of from the back inside, but wasn't sure it was her.
She needs a steak dinner and a new stylist?
I was lucky enough to get a big hug from Sharon Stone, who was wearing a dress that I could only describe as part dominatrix and part flapper.
Well, Sharon Stone, I mean, she's a movie star. But, I mean, it looked like she was trying out for like a Missy Elliott video. I mean, you know, I love her. I do. I love Sharon Stone.
One of the classiest ladies of the evening was Best Actress winner Renee Zellweger wearing a vintage Valentino pulled out of a closet.
It's simple. It's elegant. It's classic. And it's not fussy and it's not trying, you know? That's it, and I like it.
The evening's Best Supporting Actress winner, Meryl Streep, was complimented for her glittery V-neck Giorgio Armani jacket, but backstage she was very candid about herself.
Don't get near me, I smell like a camel.
I think that was a body odor joke. But, you know, the most outrageous awards happening was an ad-lib interruption by Robin Williams at the Broadcast Film Critics Awards over the weekend. And I'm going to have all that later, along with more on the Golden Globes at 5:30. So it's been a wild weekend.
Yeah, there were some courageous outfits on the carpet.
That's a good word. Yeah.
Let's just call them that.
Halloween-esque, I think.
Thanks, David.
Much more news ahead, coming up at 5.
I'm Laura McLaughlin, live in Westwood. This weekend, the search for Laci Peterson came here to L.A. And although it didn't turn up anything today, there are a couple of new developments from up north in Modesto. Coming up at 5, I'll have the latest on the search.
Live in Garden Grove, behind me, the boxes of food begin to pile up as it was volunteers who made this a very special Martin Luther King Day. Details coming up.
But first, unusual football fans, Shamu and friends celebrating the Super Bowl next.
Don't change the channel because we have more money than any other game show on television today.
And this week, contestants are earning more than ever.
Right. Oh, you got it right.
Millionaire.
Tonight at 7:30 on CBS 2.
Entertainment Tonight in the Golden Globes.
Brad Pitt, I love you.
From Jennifer to Renee and Richard inside our exclusive ET photo booth. And why Richard's face is where it doesn't belong.
Richard Gere.
Who's laying on our couch, couple news, and Leo's date. Plus what Matthew Perry said about Joe Millionaire and where we caught Trista.
Jennifer Aniston here. Yes, Jennifer and Brad are here.
Plus the best and worst dressed. Then Diana Ross's drunk driving arrest tape next ET.
That's tonight at 7 on CBS 2.
During Empire's half-off carpet sale, I'm cutting prices in half on all our best stain-resistant carpets. 50% off. That's a lot of cutting for a lot of savings. We'll bring samples to your home so you can choose your carpet where you use your carpet. And we'll install next day, complete with padding, with no payments till 2004. Empire's half-off sale. Big price cuts mean big savings.
800-588-2300 Empire.
If you own your own home and you need monthly payment relief due to high credit card balances, problems paying the mortgage or taxes, or just too many bills, you're only human. That's why...
Super fan of them all, shows his sea legs by booting in that extra point. Not a fluke at all. Sports fans in and out of the water expect the Super Bowl to be one killer contest. That does it for CBS 2 News at 4:30. I'm Gretchen Carr.
I'm Drew Griffin. We know you have many choices for news. We thank you for choosing CBS 2. The CBS 2 News at 5 with Harold Green and Laura Diaz begins right now.
Drew, Gretchen, thank you. Breaking news right off the top on this Monday night. Deadly gunfire in a local Burger King. We'll take you there live.
Tragedy on a day of peace. A 7-year-old boy is gunned down while nearby neighbors march for peace on Martin Luther King Day.
Big developments in the search for Laci Peterson. A Southland hotel is threatened, and Laci's hometown perhaps is now giving up the search.
Plus, the earth swallows up a local intersection. How long will the traffic nightmare last?
And will a plan to solve the budget crisis drive you to the poorhouse? CBS 2 News at 5 begins right now.
Now, CBS 2 News at 5.